For you today in this national tournament, as it is Grace Christian Academy from Georgia against Christian Academy of Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. It should be a pretty good ball game, as this is a Division VI ball game, and these two teams are equally matched, as well as the winner advances and the loser goes into the losers bracket. If you just join us, thank you for listening to us on IndianaSRN.org and the NACA Sports.org radio network. Brent, pretty good ball games.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic games as Grace Academy comes into this one. Should be a fantastic game. They're going to take on CAL, is what they're short for. It's Christian Academy of Lawrenceburg. And starting for them will be number 3, Edu Vindozima. It's going to be a tough name throughout the day. Darius Thomas as well is in the starting lineup, along with Michael Foster and Marcus Jones. And to round out their starting lineup is Josiah Champman. For Cal, they're wearing the away UCLA-looking jerseys with the blue and the yellow numerals with the white trim. And starting for them will be number 22, Nathan Bain, number 4, Josh Smith, number 20, Caleb Hatton, number 24, Hunter Wells, and number 25, Chandler Royalty. Grace is in there away, home whites with the red numerals and the red trim. Should be a fantastic game. Into tip will be Nathan Bain as well as Marcus Jones. Tip is back and won by Grace. Up into the front court they come. They are out of Georgia. They are the Eagles as they're working around the top of the key. Back and into the hands of their backcourt mate, Michael Foster. Worked over into the left corner and into the post. An errant pass corralled by Darius Thomas. Thomas shot up, no good. Rebound will fall down to Cal. On quickly on the fast break. The Rams are able to put it up, and no good. And the rebound will be battered around and pulled down by Edu Venodizma. And he will be called with a travel. Already here early.
Some interesting names on this team roster. Should be very interesting for you. I'm glad that you're doing the play-by-play.
It'll be fun. As you look down low, as the ball will sail out of bounds, it'll be back to white. I want you to look at number 23 for Grace Christian Academy. That'll be Michael Foster. I want you to check out his socks. Let me know what your thoughts are on those throughout the ballgame. Down low quickly and into the hands of the post player for Grace, and the shot is up and good by Marcus Jones. Score is now 2-0, 1 minute into the ballgame.
Very interesting socks.
Do you see the socks?
Yes,
they are
sir.
Doritos socks.
Yep.
The blue Cooler Ranch Doritos socks as Cal has the basketball. The shot is up and no good by Josh Smith. Out of bounds, right back to Grace. Into the front court, a great drive and dish, but could not finishing at the rim is Josiah Champman. Cal will bring the ball back up the court.
You know, like the early game, both of these teams filling each other out early, maybe in the morning for them, as they might have played a later game yesterday. You know, you got to get prepared as we have 6:30 to play in this first quarter, 2-0 early lead here for Grace.
Caleb Hatton has the ball. We're working around the corner into the hands back of Patton. He's able to go up and in for 2. Score is now knotted at 2. 1 minute and 40 seconds into the contest. Into the front court as the pass will be down low and into the hands of Champman. And the second turnover on Champman will be a traveling call this time.
CAL's coaching staff wants to make sure that they press the ball across the 10-second line.
Bringing it back up the court, working into the right side. A long three-point shot this time is off the mark. Ball is battered around and will be grabbed back by Cal. Cal has it. That'll be Hunter Wells back up top of the key. Might be stolen from behind, but is grabbed by Chandler Royalty. He'll go left elbow. Working it in and shooting from the baseline will be Nathan Bain. Nathan Bain, one of the sweet shooters for this Cal team. Back comes Grace. With the ball at the top of the key will be Edu. Edu has it. Will shoot from three-point range, and he's able to knock this one down.
Boy, that looked good all the way through, didn't it?
Edu Uzodama with the three-point shot. Quickly back comes Cal. Cal will put the shot up underneath the basket. Nothing available, and the ball will be out of bounds far back on the sideline off of Hunter Wells of Christian Academy of Lawrenceburg. It'll go back to Grace. Grace has a big man down low. Marcus Jones looks to be about 6'8". Working it around is now Edu. He'll pass down low into the hands of Chapman, and that ball will be blocked out of bounds by Nathan Bain. 5 minutes, 6 seconds left here in the contest, as the ball will now be stolen by Cal, and back they come on the fast break. Josh Smith up into the hands of Patton. Patton finishes at the rim for 2. 5-4 is the score. Edu Yzdodima will be fouled on the top of the key, and that foul will be on Hunter Wells. The first foul of the ball game, as it will be out of bounds. Passing it back into Edu. We're going to go by his first name to save everyone, as Edu will be passing back and forth with Darius Thomas. They try and go down low, and to no avail, as it will be back into the hands of Cal. Here early, a 6-5 game. Cal with a 1-point lead. Down low and into the post. A quick move from the free throw line into the lane, as the shot is up and no good. And they're going to call a travel, so it'll be back into the hands of Grace. They wanted a foul there on Marcus Jones, driven in by Nathan Bain. Instead, it'll be back into the front court. Darius Thomas with the ball will pass off to Edu. Edu will get into the lane. It's going to be a jump ball call. Oh, they're going to call a foul instead. Foul is going to be on Baines, I do believe. Nathan Bain is going to be his first foul, the second team foul. And we're going to go ahead and continue here, as the pass will be out of bounds now, baseline. My chair gave out on me. A 3-point shot now by Edu Yzdodima. And that will now be a 9-6 game. 6 points early for Edu Yzdodima. Calling out the play will be Patton. He is near the half-court line. Go right elbow. A good pass to a cutting player. Shot up by Royalty. No good. Rebounds batted around and pulled in by Marcus Jones. They're going to call a foul, though. This one's going to be on Bain. That's his second. Very early foul trouble here for Nathan Bain, as Dennis will check in for him. Number 34, Zach Dennis, makes his first appearance. And a trapping full-court press, as Edu Yzdodima is able to break that quickly. Pass was a little too hot to handle for Darius Thomas. Out of bounds, right back to Cal. Cal has it. Patton crosses the timeline. Works left. Passes off to Royalty. Royalty's going to be fouled there by Darius Thomas.
As you look at this game compared to the other game, this game is being called a lot tighter than the first game that we had, when we had only 18 fouls. Already we have 5 fouls called in this game.
Into the lane. Shot is up. And that's going to be off the mark by Dennis, newly entered into the game, as it's going to be a travel after the rebound by Marcus Jones. So it'll be out-of-bound basketball to Cal. They'll set up an out-of-bounds play, finding themselves down by 2 here early. Dennis into the lane is going to put up the shot. Standing straight up with the block will be Foster. And Jones, pardon me, into the front court. They had Foster open. Instead, it will be a foul picked up by Josiah Chapman. That's going to be the first foul on Chapman, but the team's second foul. Cal slowing it down as Patton looks to make a move on Foster. Gets into the paint. Uses the up and under shot. That goes straight up in the air. Almost went in. Instead, the rebound is pulled down and put back up by Josh Smith. And they're going to say that the rebound flew out of bounds off of Grace, staying here with the Rams. Royalty into the hands of Smith. Back to Royalty. Royalty right elbow gets into the paint. His shot is up, no good. And the rebound will be pulled down by Foster. Foster into the front court. A 2-on-3 fast break. He takes it all the way to the pole for 2. Score now 10-6. 4-point lead. Back to Dennis. Dennis gets right past Jones and lays it in for the easy 2. Now it's going to be Edu Yododama. Gets it into the hands of Foster. Foster back to Yododama. Yododama spots up for another 3, and he misses. This one will be flying out of bounds. Could not be saved in time there by Darius Thomas, so it will come back to the Coop Cal. The Rams find themselves still down 2. 2:17 left here. Into the front court, step back shot, and it's no good by Patton. Long rebound comes to Royalty. Royalty, flip shot, no good. Big board pulled down there by Marcus Jones. Pass off to Uzodima. Uzodima in front of the defenders is able to get past the initial. Help defense will cause the jump ball, and this one will go back to the Cal Rams. 10-8 is the score. 1:55 left. 2-point lead. Cal still finds themselves down. Into the paint. Dennis gets to the rim, but cannot finish the easy bunny right at the rim. So it'll be back. A shot now by Foster. Baseline is long. The rebound comes down into the hands of the Rams. Fast break lay-in is off. Back comes Yidu Yodozama. He'll go coast to coast. His shot up off the back iron, no good. And yet another rebound pulled down by Cal. 1:18 left here. No baskets in the past couple of minutes. As it now be taken by Dennis. Foul will be called on. I do believe they're going to give that one to Darius Thomas with the hack. 1:12 left here. As CAL looks to put up the 2 free throws. Dennis squares at the first. Able to not knock it down.
Wow.
As that will be off the back iron.
They've gone almost 3 minutes without scoring here. 10-8.
Both squads have been on a drought after a very fast start. As this one will go through. Almost a lane violation there by Marcus Jones. Had to pull himself back. Foster will look to pass the half-court line. Good defense being applied to the back court. Instead, it will be a foul picked up. Oh, no, I do believe they're going to call. Yeah, that will be a foul. It will be on number 24, Hunter Wells. That's his second foul coming out of the ball game. And checking in for him will be Michael Sakin.
Cal scored 69 points yesterday, and Grace only scored 49 in their loss.
Grace will get it in. 3-point shot by Edu Yodozama. His shot will be up off the top of the backboard, out of bounds, back to CAL.
Cal won yesterday.
Yep.
Grace lost, and that's why this is a placement game and why this game is playing in the first round of this bracket.
CAL bringing the ball up the court. Worked around into the hands of Royalty. Corner 3 taken there by Dennis. Dennis misses. Rebound pulled down by Udozuma. Gets it up and into the hands of Darius as Thomas is able to finish for 2. Score is now 12-9, a 3-point lead. Cal looks to cut into that. And CL does just that. Josh Smith knocks in the shot from the baseline. Now 12-11. Only 9 seconds left. Udozuma might not see it. 7 seconds. 6. Foster. Udozuma. Udozuma is going to drive all the way in. Puts up the shot off the glass. And that is good at the buzzer. 14-11 is the score at the end of 1. As Grace Christian Academy finds themselves on top of CAL. Stay tuned here as we'll bring you second quarter action on Indiana SRN.
And Brent Young, game number 2 of this morning, as Grace from Georgia, the Eagles, are in the lead 14-11 over Christian Academy of Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, the Rams. The Rams are in blue, Grace is in white, and we're ready for second quarter. Here's Brent.
Back here live, 14-11 is the score. Fresh start to the second quarter as we have a couple of substitutions for Grace. Checking into the ball game for the first time for them will be Charles Reynolds as the ball is passed down low. It's going to be a basket good, plus the foul. That's going to send Javon Francis to the line to complete the three-point play. Francis is another player that checked into the contest.
Just checked in, got the touch, and scores.
He's going to be way short on that free throw. It's going to be pulled down by Patton. Patton up quickly. Gets it into the hands of a newly entered player for CAL. His pass is going to knock off the backboard, off the bottom of the rim. That was Nathan Ward. But Patton has it. Back into the corner, as I do believe that is Dennis.
That cross-court pass was going to be intended to the weak side, and it just hit the rim.
As it will be driven into the lane. Royalty has it. Back up top of the key to Patton. Left elbow and into the lane. Shots up by Michael Sakin. No good. Rebound pulled down and corralled by Charles Reynolds. Stolen from behind. Good reaction there by Patton. Seeking into the hands of Dennis. Shot no good. Back comes Foster. Yodozuma finds a cherry-picking player in a tip pass from Reynolds. Over to the hands of Francis. Will sail out of bounds. Interesting look on the tip pass there as Francis probably should have caught and gone right up with it.
16-11 to score with 6:48 to play in this first half.
Patton has it left side extended. Will pass off into the left elbow. And down into the post, it's going to be a foul. Almost a travel, picking up by Nathan Ward. Instead, this foul will go against Javon Francis, the 14th foul of this half.
Don't need to reach there. You almost had the jump ball. You got to stay with that. Don't reach.
Instead, it's going to be Royalty for 3 out of the inbounds. That's going to be off the mark. Big rebound. Pulled down there by Darius Thomas. Edu Yodozuma has it. A little bit of nifty dribbling, almost out of bounds. As he will have it top of the key. Goes down low to the big fella Reynolds. He's able to lay it up. No good. Back comes CAL. The outlet pass was intended down low. Almost picked off, and it will be. Back comes Reynolds. Shot up. No good for Grace. It'll be out of bounds. It'll stay here with Grace.
Out of control. Both teams a little bit out of control and really have a hard time making layups here as Grace inbounds the ball underneath their basket.
Reynolds has it into the hands of Yodozuma. That's a free throw line shot taken by Thomas. No good. Thomas gets the rebound. Shot up. No good. They're going to call a jump ball, though, and that's going to give it back to CAL.
Official pointed the wrong way. It goes to back to Cal.
Little confusion there at the beginning. Got it situated. As CAL will resume possession. The Rams find themselves down by 5 in this contest. Into the front court and down low. And sailing right out of bounds. And another substitution coming back in will be Chapman. Isaiah Chapman coming back in, giving a rest to Darius Thomas. As it will now be into the hands of Javon Francis. He gets into the lane, shot up, no good. Rebound, batted around, pulled down by Reynolds. Top of the key, Foster. Right elbow, Yodozuma. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound falls into the hands of Dennis. Dennis has a tip from behind and saved by Foster almost, but it's going to be out of bounds, keeping it here with CAL. 5:22 left here, 11-16 score. 16-11, as it is now Cal with the basketball. Royalty into the paint, trying to do a pass to Dennis, but that's going to be out of bounds, this time off of Grace. Royalty into the corner. Dennis has it. Goes around the key as the pass will be into Royalty. Free throw line shot. Good.
That is a 6-minute drought is over.
As the drought ends there, 16-13 is now the score. Udozuma has it. He goes right elbow to Foster. Foster down low into the post. Reynolds. Reynolds has it back up top to Foster. Udozuma with the basketball. Works it around into the left side as that's going to be down to the hands of Chapman. Chapman back up top of the key. Three-pointer up, no good. Rebound, put back Chapman, no good. Another put up. This time Udozuma can finish at the rim. Score is now 18-13. Into the front court as the ball will be worked around into the hands of Royalty. Royalty has it up front, top of the key. Working it in, shot up, no good. Pulled down as the rebound will go out to Royalty. This three-point shot is good. 18-16 is now the score. And we're going to get a 30-second timeout taken by Grace. Head coach head coach trying to take a timeout, see what he can fix here. Quick special thank yous to Bryan College, Pensacola Christian College, 323 Sports, Toccoa Falls College, Bob Jones University, and Clearwater Christian College.
Also at halftime today from Pensacola Christian College, Chuck Gorley will be our halftime guest. We'll have Chuck come up and talk a little bit about their university, and should be a very interesting conversation. And this game, up and down, a lot of turnovers in this game, but really, as we expect, all these games pretty tight today.
Very tight so far, only 2-point lead for Grace. Slowly bringing up the court is Adu Udozuma. Calls out a play. 4 players on the right side as Udozuma pops up a three-point shot. This one's off the mark. Rebound is tipped up into the air. And it will be off of CAL, staying here with Grace. Reynolds will pass it in bounds around the key into the hands of Udozuma. Udozuma goes right back into Francis. Francis down low to Reynolds. Reynolds backs out his player. Shot up off the backboard and through.
He's a nice, large man that can score at will, fill some space there.
Charles Reynolds with the quick 2 down low brings the lead back to 4, 20-16. As the shot is taken by Royalty, no good. Back come the Eagles. Taken out by Udozuma, out to Royals, back to Udozuma, top of the key. Udozuma looks to drive, gets into the lane. His ball was deflected, and they're going to be calling a foul. This one will be on Reynolds. That's going to be his first foul, and he's going to check out of the ball game. Coming back in will be Marcus Jones. Josh Smith also checks back in for the Rams, giving a quick rest to Nathan Ward. Patton has the basketball, brings it up slowly, works it over into the hands of Royalty. Royalty left elbow, Seekin. Seekin's going to have the ball almost stripped, instead it'll be a foul on Udozuma. Udozuma picks up his first. Ball will be passed back in bounds. Michael Seekin has it. Goes right elbow into the lane. Shots up. That's going to be left short. It'll be taken by Francis. Up the court to Foster. And they're going to call basket and the foul there. Sending Foster to the line for the and one.
Foster knew he had contact and put the ball, laid it up, scored, and now it's getting the old-fashioned three-point.
Foul will be on Season as the free throw is up and good for Foster.
Foster with 5 points today.
Traditional three-point play leads to the largest lead of the game, 23-16, a 7-point advantage. Cal has it. They try and work it down low into the post to Smith. Nothing available. Dennis instead works it back up top of the key to Season. Season with the ball, goes right elbow. Royalty has it. Now Patton, back to Royalty. Thought about the three, instead will work in against this 2-3 zone of Grace. Pulled out by Patton into the post. Pass down low to Smith. Can't corral it. Instead will go up with it right into the face and the chin of Marcus Jones. As I believe he will be all right. But that will bring the score back to 5 points, 23-18.
pretty well aggressive play there.
Pass up quickly into the left elbow as it'll be worked around back up to Foster. Foster sets up the offense. Now a 2-3 zone by CAL. Quick bullet pass into the hands of Darius Thomas, and his shot is up and good. Good pass from Udozama.
It's the Sox.
It is the Sox. Working around into the hands of Dennis. Dennis baseline jumper, good. 25-20 now the score. Back and forth game is starting to unfold. 1:37 left in the half. Into the hands of Francis. Francis into the lane. Out to Darius. Thomas has it. He'll give it up top of the key to Francis. Down low into the post. Turnaround shot is no good by Jones. And it's going to be a foul, I do believe. This will go on Francis. Francis picks up his second foul, and that'll be the one in the bonus.
At 1:22 in the first half, we take the walk down to the floor, and Zach Dennison will shoot the 1+1. This is how Cal can get back into the game pretty easily here, Brent.
As Dennis sizes up the first free throw. This one's up and it's through. He is rewarded the second. Back down to a 4-point game, 25-21.
They were down as many as 7.
Second shot is on its way. This one is no good. Rebound pulled down by Marcus Jones. Grace looks to gain a little bit more of the lead back as they'll get into the post. Ball is stolen by Season. Season goes coast to coast. His lane is high off the backboard, but the foul will be on Foster, sending Season to the line for 2 free throws.
Foster needed to go straight up there and didn't, swatted down. Every single time you swat down, you're going to get the foul called. And we go back to the line.
Michael Season at the line. Sizes up the first, and this one will fall through. Down to a 3-point game, 25-23. There's only a minute, 10 seconds left. Season, second free throw's up. This one's no good. Rebound will fall down and into the hands of Francis. Up to Udozuma. He'll stop and pop mid-range, no good. Down will come Patton. Patton looks to push. He'll go all the way. His land is no good. Blocked by Foster. Edu Udozuma gets into the front court. All the way down. Pass into the hands of Thomas. Good. 50 seconds left here. Cal comes back. It's into the hands of Patton. Patton has the top of the key. Right elbow extended 3-point shot by Royalty off the mark. Patton there for the easy grab. 27-22. 34 seconds left. Patton into the lane. Shots up. That one will be good. 27 seconds left. Score is now 27-24. Back down to 3 points. Udozuma works it to Francis. Francis over to Foster. Back to Francis. Francis looks to get into the lane. Instead, back up near the free throw line. It will be Udozuma. 9 seconds left. 2-3 zone by CAL. 6 seconds now. Udozuma looks to make it 2 buzzer-beating shots. Instead, down to Francis. 1 second. Foster, 3 off the side of the backboard. That'll do it for us here at the end of the first half. The score is Grace 27 and CAL 24. Stay tuned on the halftime show as we have a special guest joining the coach, Keith Myers, as we will also bring you more second half action here on Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
May we never boast except. If it is possible, may this cup pass, yet not my will but yours be done. Jesus endured the cross. They hurled insults. Come down from the cross if you're the Son of God. He saved others, but he can't save himself. Come down from the cross, King of the Jews. They shook their heads. They mocked him, spit on him, struck him, beat him. Jesus endured the cross. Some say the message of the cross is foolish. Others avoid the cross for fear of persecution. Many live as enemies of the cross. Their destiny is destruction. But I am not ashamed, for the message of the cross has the
Back live at Dayton, Tennessee. As I don't know, are we? Yeah, we're here, and with us is Chuck Gorley, you're executive of the Pensacola, Florida College down in Florida. Tell us a little bit about the university and the college, and how do you like this tournament so far?
Oh, I'm loving the tournament. First of all, I must admit I'm not the executive, just a representative. I am loving the tournament. Watching a lot of basketball. These guys have been shooting really well, and down in Pensacola, I'll tell you a little bit about the college. We have a lot of sunny weather and a little bit of rain, like we're having today. But
maybe a little bit of ice too, like we have down here.
Last year we had our first ice storm in 20 years, and we made little mini snowmen. It was fun. Kind of good memories with the ice. Maybe not as good of memories as here at the NACA tournament with all these teams here playing out in the snow today. But the college, wonderful place. Tell you a little bit about the college. We have over 55 majors that we offer, so a lot of liberal arts programs of study, but from a Christian perspective. And that's really what our emphasis is. We want to encourage young people to choose a Christian college, and we know that they want to pursue a variety of different things, so we want to make those available to them. And then financially speaking, I think that's probably our strongest suit is we want to make Christian college affordable for young people. And so our tuition room board right now is about $43.78 a semester, so just under $9,000 a year, which is very affordable.
And, with kids today, they want to go to these big schools and all those things, but with a small Christian college, you offer that same package, just in a little smaller setting, a smaller school. Maybe give you a little bit more notoriety if you go down to your school than other schools. The neat thing I like about your school is it's based on Christian beliefs, and our young people, boy, we learned last night as Mr. Coach Chapman told us, we need a Savior, and we need to tell people and kids about Jesus Christ. And what's the best way to do that but doing that at your college?
I love what our faculty and staff do, and that is we are a Christian first, and then whatever you study. If you're a nurse, you're not a nurse and then a Christian. You're a Christian who happens to be a nurse.
Yeah.
And speaking of academic excellence, a lot of times people think if I go to a Christian college, I'm going to have to sacrifice. My academics aren't going to be as high. Well, we were nationally ranked in our nursing program just a couple years ago. We were number 7 in the nation. That's all schools. So, just because you're a Christian college doesn't mean that your academics are going to be lower. They're going to be just as high. And I would argue because it's coming from a Christian perspective, they're even stronger because of that, because they're built off of biblical principles.
And you're exactly right, because what people are looking for, they're looking for that consistency. And if that consistency is your walk, then, and you're right, you're a Christian first, and then you're a radio announcer, or you're a basketball player. And one thing about your university that we, from Horizon Christian School up in Indianapolis, we have a couple of graduates of yours that are teaching our students, and it is about Jesus first. It's got to be about that. And thanks for stopping by and telling us a little bit about you. Yeah, don't be strangers. You come up anytime you want. The view is a little bit different than what you have down there, but great games, and this a great facility to play these tournaments.
Man, and these kids, a lot of times we think Christian school players aren't as good. Last night there was a poster dunk down here under the basket. I love the court side. You can get the best angle every time. It's great.
Absolutely. You're talking about Mr. Moore, who just tomahawk. It helps that you're 6'3".
Yeah. Oh,
but I tell you what, I'm 6'1". I can't get that high. It's a lot of fun, and good luck. And thanks for stopping by and spending some time with us.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
You're listening to Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game. You're listening to Indiana SRN, home for God's Word 24/7 and sports. Today's games brought to you by Shin Technology Service Corporation. Technology is about humans.
Into the post, that'll be Jones. His putback shot, no good, off the backboard and off the rim. Back comes Royalty and Cal. Cal working over to the corner. That's Smith. Now a three-pointer by Patton. That was good. Caleb Patton, a big-time shot. Now it's Udozima, right in front of us up here in the rafters, as he's able to work it around in the hands of Darius. That would be Darius Thomas. Instead, the ball will be stolen. Patton has it, and they're going to call a foul from behind on Udozima. So 7:16 left here. We're all back tied at 27.
Cal has fought back. They were down as many as 7 in the first half. They fought back, and they're right back into this game.
Patton has it. Looks to work left side. We'll get it into the hands of Royalty. To a cutting player. That shot is up and in by Hunter Wells. Had to sit down early in that half with foul trouble. Also, for Christian Academy of Lawrenceburg, CAL, it was Nathan Bain also sitting out. Now we get a three-point shot made by Edu Udodima. That'll bring it back to 29-29. That should be 30-29. They have not fixed it on the board yet again, as it will be underneath the basket, up and good. Baines brings the lead back 31-30. A spin move into the lane, and they're going to get Uzodima with a traveling call.
You look at the 2 fouls from Wells. Wells is their leading scorer and also their playmaker. You can tell the difference of this ball game.
Patton will go left side to Royalty. Royalty into the paint, uses the backboard. His shot is good. Bit of a double clutch up and through. Here comes Uzodima, as he'll get it over into the hands of Foster. Foster left side. Back into the hands of Udi. Udi will go back to Foster. Foster left elbow. Nothing available. 2-3 zone by CAL. Thomas has it stripped from behind. and will be taken in by Chapman. Chapman goes down low to the big man. Big man Jones will be called with 3 in the lane. Not sure what to do with the basketball. Will be called with 3 seconds in the lane. Back to the hands of Grace. 5:49 left here in the third quarter. Brent Young alongside Keith Myers. As the shot will now be boosted up and no good by Wells. Now with the board will be Grace into the front court as Udi Uzodima. He's able to put it up and in off the glass for 2. Edu Uzodima brings the score back down 33-32. A long three-point shot is missed by Wells. Instead, it will be pushed up into the hands of Edu Uzodima as he will be fouled into the corner. I do believe they're going to give this foul to Royalty. That's going to be on Wells. It's going to be Wells' third as he's going to have to come right back out of the contest. Michael Season has checked back in for CAL. Foster has the ball. Will dish up in the hands of Thomas. Into the Chapman. Chapman tried to go down low in the hands of Marcus Jones. A little too low for the big man to handle. It'll be out of bounds. Right back to CAL. 33-32, a 1-point lead for CAL. Patton, right elbow to Season. Season being guarded by Chapman. Way about 30 feet out from the basket will be a foul called on Chapman. Chapman picks up his second. It's also the second team foul. Passing it in will be Royalty. Royalty goes out into the hands of Season. Season calls out a play going up against the 2-3 extended zone of Grace. Now worked around a three-point shot by Josh Smith. This one's off the mark. Rebound falls down to Jones. Jones tried to find Udi Uzodima, and this will be stolen by Patton. Patton into the front court. Three-pointer by Season. This one's short. Off the left side, Dennis Thomas down with the rebound as it will be pushed up into the front court. Uzodima down low, finds Foster. They're going to call a foul before the pass.
That's his second.
As it will be the second team foul. Be worked up into the front court and taken in a shot from just inside the free throw line is blocked by Marcus Jones. And it's going to be a turnover here by Grace. Trying to push on the fast break. It'll be out of bounds. Back into the hands of CAL. Royalty has it. As he will look, passes it up and into the hands of Season. Season over to Smith. Baseline shot, no good. Rebound battered around, out of bounds. That will fly off of Nathan Bain. It'll go back to Grace. 4:05 left here as the clock is running. I don't know why it's running, but it just got down to 4. A little bit of time ticking off. Why not? As it will be pushed up into the hands of Francis. Francis back to Uzodima. Down low to the post. That'll be Reynolds. Just checked back into the contest. Now taken in by Foster. No good. Down with the offensive board will be Francis, but it'll be stolen by Season. Season into the front court. Season will pass off to Royalty. Royalty in the lane. Another layup by him is good.
Has 9 points on today.
Back to a three-point game, 35-32. Uzodima spots up for 3. That one was deep, and that one was good. 35-35 apiece with the big-time 3 by Edu Uzodima. 3:16 left here in the third quarter. Worked around 2-3 zone. Both teams exploiting the 2-3 zone, scoring on it at will. As it will be a turnaround quick shot there by Nathan Bain. No good. Uzodima will go coast to coast, gets the foul, and one free throw opportunity for a three-point play for Edu Uzodima. And that'll be the third foul as well on Nathan Bain. Coming into the contest for Bain will be Zach Dennis. Dennis played almost the entire first half after Bain picked up 2 quick fouls. And the free throw is good. 3-point play brings the 3-point lead into the hands of Grace. And we're going to get a timeout. This will be a 30-second timeout for Christian Academy of Lawrence. We'll just go ahead and keep it here. As Bryan College works to create an atmosphere that fosters personal commitment to Christ, all philosophies and policies stem from the statement of belief. You will find the Christ above all not only emblazoned on the college logo, but also pursued in the lives of Bryan faculty, staff, students, and alumni. Bryan's main campus is located on the 128-acre hilltop in Dayton, Tennessee, within the foothills of the Smoky Mountains, just 35 minutes north of Chattanooga. We also have campuses in Knoxville and Chattanooga, in addition to many satellite locations. Bryan College. Thank you.
You're listening to Indiana SRN, home for God's Word 24/7 and sports.
A good tip of the cap to Bryan College for helping out NACA with this tournament, as it is worked around 38-35 Grace with the 1-point advantage. It looks like a very sagging 1-3-1 zone. As Grace is working it around. Not much movement on that defensive end. Smith gets the ball inside, and they're going to pick up a foul. I do believe that will be on Reynolds. It'll be Reynolds' second foul, and the third team foul on the team. Smith will be at the line to shoot two.
Boy, you got to knock down these free throws. You're down by 3. You were up as many as 3 earlier. Now all of a sudden it turn tide here.
As he's able to knock down 1 of 2. Score is now 38-36, a 2-point lead for Grace. Uzodima has it. Will pass off top of the key to Foster. Right back to Uzodima. Down low into the post. Reynolds, quick shot in the lane, no good. As the board will fall down and into the hands of CAL. Up into the front court is Season. Season stops at the line. He cannot make the lay-in, as he was battling down low with Reynolds for that rebound.
Probably the tallest guy on the floor
Yeah.
to the shortest guy on the floor.
No, not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the
Heart.
fight and the dog, right, Keith?
That's right.
As it will now be passed in, top of the key, worked around. CAL will slow it down. Going up against the ever-changing zone looks by Grace. 2-3 zone again. As Uzodima almost causes a turnover, instead it'll be Royalty with the ball. He'll get into the lane, right into the chest of Reynolds, and you're not going to do anything with that. As there'll be Foster into the front court. He'll lay it up. No good. Short and out of bounds.
You know, Howe has slowed down their deliberate play a lot in this quarter.
38-36, still a 2-point game. Dennis will work it back over into the hands of Season. Season, top of the key, looks to pass it over to Patton. He'll do just that. Patton over to Dennis, right corner, gets into the lane. His shot is up. This one will float out, and it'll be pulled down, rebound, corralled by Grace. Up into the front court is Adu Uzodima. He'll put up the shot, no good, as it'll be another rebound pulled in by Dennis. Back and forth, not much scoring here recently. Dennis Thomas gets the steal, as the foul will be on Season. That's his third, 4th on the team, as it'll be out of bounds for Grace for the final 1:17 of the third quarter. Play is called out, and the ball is worked around the key. Into the paint, right back out to Francis. He'll stop and pop from inside the lane. It'll be the made basket and the foul. Francis to the line for the and one.
Went right to the hole, had the opportunity to score there and did, and now can finish a 3-point play here.
Francis gets back to the line, converted a 3-point play in the first half, is able to do just that here in the third quarter. 1:05 left here in the third. 41-36, back to a 5-point lead for Grace. As going right into the big man and taken down was Cal, and a quick fast break for Grace. Edu Uzodima is able to finish 43-36, back to a 7-point lead. Royalty has it down low, and he will be called. There will be a two-shot. No, they're going to call the foul on the floor, and it's going to be out of bounds. This foul will be on Francis. That's his third foul. It's a 4th team foul. So it'll be out of bounds. Passing it in will be CAL. Working around the key. Season gets into the lane, right into the body of Reynolds. This time Reynolds will get called with the foul.
He is so big, it's just hard to move.
I do believe Season will now be at the line shooting 2 free throws. 39 seconds left here in the third quarter. First free throw's up for Season, and it falls through. Substitution as Marcus Jones checks back in, giving Reynolds a breather. Much needed breather. The big man had some good minutes out there.
Yes, he did.
As the second free throw is up and good for Season. Now it's Foster. Foster will bring it across the half-court line. Works it around into the hands of Dennis Thomas down low. Working back to Edu Udozima. All the way around to the hands of Francis. Francis back to Foster. Left elbow Francis. A bit of hot potato back and forth between Foster and Francis. Working into the middle of the zone now. That'll be Marcus Jones. Still no movement yet on this possession. As Marcus Jones sets a screen, alley-oop attempt up there for Dennis Thomas. Instead, with 5 seconds left, Thomas will grab it. No good. Grab it again. No good. And another putback at the final horn of the third is good by Dennis Thomas. With that, the final score at the end of the third quarter is third quarter, is Grace Christian Academy 45 and Christian Academy of Lawrenceburg 38. Stay tuned here for the fourth quarter on Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Do you want to hear your favorite team on IndianaSRN.org? It's easy to do, calling all the play-by-play and colored commentary. High school sports along with youth sport, Mr. Wizard is waiting for your call. Contact him at 317-443-0052. We're ready for every touchdown, basket, and goal. Contact Mr. Wizard, 317-443-0052.
He looks to get into the lane. Instead, it'll be bounced off his foot and stolen. Royalty comes back. He'll stop and pop. And his shot is good. 4 quick points brings it back within a 3-point game.
It just seems like Bain ignites this team. And if he can stay on the floor, this could be the key here.
Worked around into the hands of Foster now, left elbow. And that three is good.
Foster knocking down.
Big three right there by Foster. Brings the lead back to 6, 48-42. Working around the left elbow now is Royalty. He'll look to get back into the paint, and he'll flip shot up and in for 2.
Wow.
Plus the foul on Marcus Jones.
13 points on the night for that young man. And that was like girth and will. And Will won.
Absolutely, and that will send the free throw shooter. Will put it up and in for the 3-point play. Scores now 48-45, 6:38 left here. As the pass was high, intended from Udozima, down low in the hands of Chapman. As it will be right back into the hands of CAL. Coming up for them will be Royalty. He's had the hot hand lately. Works it around the key. Down by 3 in this one. Wells also back into the game. Into the hands of Josh Smith. He'll get up underneath the basket. His lay-in is good. Now only a 1-point game. 48-47.
Scoring has picked up once again, Brent. And who's going to have the ball last may win this game.
Foster has it. Looks to pass down low into the hands of Uzodima. Uzodima stops and pops from mid-range. No good. Rebound falls down to Chapman. Chapman put back. No good. And then another rebound by Jones. Flings it up. That one's off. As it will be CAL back. Patton into the front court. He'll look to stop and pop. Instead, we'll go down to Baines. Baines shot. Good. 49-48. CAL has taken the lead. As Uzodima will be fouled down low, and this foul will go against Royalty.
Second time today, Cal has been down by 7 points and has creeped back into this thing.
A big response by CAL here in this game as Smith receives the long outlet baseball pass on the fast break, and the lay-in is good. Pass from Royalty into the hands of Smith, and that will cause concern for a full timeout. With the score 51-48, we'll go ahead and step aside ourselves.
Time for Fit Life Radio. I'm Jimmy Page. One of the most profound yet simple and effective marketing slogans in the history of the world has got to be just do it. Every single person on the planet can tell you the company that created that phrase. It's Nike, of course. And with it, they created a mindset and even a movement. Companies began using it to motivate employees and get better productivity. Teams started using it as a mantra for winning. And athletes all around the world used it to push them as they trained for their sport. And I can't tell you how many times I've used that phrase, and you're probably the same way. But would it surprise you that God is actually the author of that phrase? In James 2, James, the brother of Jesus, tells us, "Show me your faith without works, and I will show you my faith by what I do." Faith without deeds is dead. If we believe but do nothing, our belief is of little worth. Many of us want to get healthy. We want to honor God with our body. We want to take care of His temple, but we do very little about it. We want the results without the work.
Grace has it. Back up into the front court. CAL up in this one by 3. 51-48 is the score. A bit of a run put on by the Rams, and they look to continue. Another turnover up into the front court, and this play-in by Royalty is swatted out of bounds. Good rejection there by Chapman. A couple more substitutions for Grace as Francis and Reynolds checks back in, giving a rest to Jones and Chapman. Passes in. This one will be stolen by Uzodima, but he falls down, and it will be batted out of bounds off of white back to blue.
Almost ran it right into the nurse. As the nurse is waiting there, she had to take a step around or she would have took the charge.
51-48. Down by 3. Cal with the ball. Has the lead. Works it around into the hands of Smith. And this one will be off of Foster's leg, out of bounds. Staying here with CAL.
You know, now is where you need to be slow and deliberate with every single possession.
Ball is passed inbound to Baines. Baines has it. Works it around now, top of the key to Patton. Patton looks to work left. Instead, will be guarded nicely by Edu Uzodima. He'll get into the lane. Patton stops, tries to pass backwards. It is corralled by Smith. Smith passes it into the hands of Royalty. Royalty with the big quarter here. He works right side. 4:32 left. Stop and pop by Wells. This one is short and off to the left. There is going to be another foul on Bain. He cannot resist fouling, as this will be the one in the bonus, I do believe. That's his fourth. 17 fouls, so that'll send Darius Thomas to the line for one in the bonus.
Free throw shooting won the last game. This is what's going to win this game, as he's shooting a 1-1. Got the first one.
Thomas knocks down the first.
Has 9 points on the morning. We have game 3 for you right after this contest. Stick with us for that.
51-49 now. 51-50. 2 for 2 from the free throw line was Darius Thomas. 4:25. Up into the front court. Patton has it. Over to Wells. Wells into the paint.
Oh, nice give and go.
A good pass down low. Shot is put up by Smith. 250. It's back to a 3-point game as Dennis Thomas has the pass down low to Foster. Foster can't finish at the rim. He'll grab his own miss. And the ball pass was intended for Reynolds, big to big, and this one will be stolen, taken coast to coast by Royalty. Uses the offhand to get a little bit of space and lays it in for 2.
Royalty high up on top of the rim, but here comes Reynolds right back.
55-50, a little bit of cherry picking by Reynolds as he's able to finish at the rim for 2. 55-52. Back into the hands of Wells. Patton has it. Under 3 minutes and 30 seconds now. A shot just inside the three-point line by Wells is good. 57-52 now the score. 5-point lead. Grace has it. And they can ill afford to turn the ball over here. Said Dennis Thomas has it down low. Able to get around the player with 4 fouls. And he sticks it in for 2. Back comes Cal. That's Baines. Didn't do the lane as his shot is no good. Good defense there by Reynolds. And coast to coast, Yuduzima will put it in. No good. Foul. I do believe that'll be just out of bounds. Trying to get back to Cal.
57-54, 2:57 to play. You're into bonus. It's time to maybe put this in a slow, deliberate freeze.
See what happens here as Patton has the ball. Sticking with it. It looks as though they've gone to a man-to-man now. Switching with every screen. Into the paint is Patton. Patton shot it was up. I believe they're going to call this foul on the floor. That's going to be the 7th team foul, so it's 1 in the bonus.
And, earlier today we talked about how important it is to get free throws, and when you win championships by free throw, down the stretch here you're going to get fouled a lot. You got to knock them down with 2:40 play. You can extend the lead what the clock is stopped here.
At the free throw line, staring down the first of the 1-and-1 is Patton, able to knock it down, rewarded with the second, and now it's a 2-possession game.
People back in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky listening to us, thank you very much.
Trying to will their team to a victory. As the second free throw's up, and this one is through as well. That is now a 59-54 lead with only 2:35 left here in this ball game. Confusion, and now a steal by CAL, and it's going to be a jump ball. That'll give it back to CAL. Huge play right there.
You hear timeout, and then the jump ball call. And now Grace will have to go man-to-man everywhere.
Man-to-man, and maybe even think about starting to foul. Down by 5. Time ticking away. 2:27 left. Going to have to start to get aggressive. Royalty has it. He's able to get past the first defender. Gets into the lane. Down to Bain. Bain shot. Good.
Good job by Royalty, driving the defender all the way to the basket.
61-54, a 7-point lead. Largest of the game for CAL. Into the paint. Pass is intended for Jones. Taken back by Dennis Thomas.
Oh!
Able to finish at the line. Darius Thomas, a big play as he will now go to the free throw line for the 3-point play.
Darius felt the contact, put the ball on the cup, and scored. And goodbye to Bain, as that's his 5th foul of the day.
Bain, a very limited day due to the amount of fouls that he picked up early and often. We'll check out of the contest here. 2 minutes, 2 seconds left as Thomas completes the 3-point play.
Thomas has 7 points in this quarter.
Back to a 4-point spread. CAL with the ball. Inbounds pass to a wide-open Dennis. Kind of a dicey pass into the hands of Wells. Back to Dennis. Spin move in the lane. Puts up the shot. Kind of a quick shot with time and possession. But it will be Francis into the front court. Passes back out to Thomas. Into the corner. Yudozima gets into the lane. And a little bit of a block, but it tips right over to Marcus Jones. And he finishes with the 2. 61-59. Back to a 2-point game. Back-to-back big buckets for this Grace team. CAL has it. It'll be Patton in the lane. Called with a travel.
Good call.
Did
call
not
by
make the
official.
pass quick enough.
And you had the guy that you want to have the ball in your hands, but you can't just walk with the basketball. You got to put we talked about this before, Brent. Got to put the ball, you got to put a ball on the floor before you take that first step.
Yep. As he was called with a travel and it's going to be a delayed game called on Royalty for not giving the ball over in time. Instead, it will now be back in the hands of Francis. Francis finds Foster. Foster tried to go down low to Jones. Instead, it'll be stolen by Smith. Smith up into the front court. Beams it up to Wells. Wells stops. His shot off the back iron and through. 63-59. A very quick made basket as there is a 30-second timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it here.
We want to thank 323 Sports, Pensacola College, Bryan College, Bob Jones University, and Clearwater Christian College for supporting the NACA National Tournament. We also want to thank our underwriters who has helped us a great deal on IndianaSRN.org. If you'd like to know more information about the tournament and updated scores, check out our website at IndianaSRN.org or the NACA website as well. As we're down to the last 1 minute and 18 seconds left in the ball game, 63-59. Folks back home in Indiana, Larry Elliott is in the press box with us, and Larry's looking good, and he's a resident here of good old Dayton, Tennessee, and glad that he's up joining us this morning. And I wanted to give that shout-out to Toby Reisner, who's listening to the broadcast, and wanted to make sure Larry knew that Toby's listening this morning.
Into the lane. Shot is blocked from behind by Dennis. Francis tried to boost it up. It will be a jump ball call. Staying here with Grace.
That's a great call by the official, but I tell you what, he got smacked a couple of times too.
So let me go ahead and set the scene. 63-59, and just as I'm setting the scene changes. 63-61, another and one there for Darius Thomas. A strong take to the basket, and he was fouled. Thomas is able to knock down the and one free throw. Back to a 1 point game.
He's been the answer this quarter.
63-62. Another one of those dicey passes, and this one will be kicked, I do believe. So it'll stay here with CAL. But only 1 minute even left on the clock. A 1 point game. This is going to come down to the very end.
But as we talked about earlier, whoever has the ball last could win this ball game.
Passing it in from out of bounds is Royalty. And this one will be almost stolen. Patton has it. Patton has the ball taken, but it's going to be a foul called on Edu Yazozama. That will send Patton to the line to shoot one and the bonus.
Like every single player, I didn't touch him.
Right?
He's on the floor, but I didn't touch him.
A lot of contact there. Patton back to the free throw line. He's had success there so far today. Sizes up the front end of the 1-and-1, is able to knock it through. As that will extend the lead back to 2 points, 64-62. 54 seconds left. Second free throw is up, and this one's just as good as the first. Back to a 3-point game. You absolutely have to defend the three here. Final 48 seconds left, 65-62. Into the hands of Yazodama. Looks down low to the hands of Darius Thomas. Saved from out of bounds. Back down low to Chapman. And his shot is no good. But they're going to say this was deflected out of bounds. Staying here with Grace. 36 seconds left. A 3-point game. Yazodama has it. Three-pointer. Good! Big time tie game now. 65 apiece. Royalty has it. Will pass inbounds. A fast break. Wells passes over to Dennis. Dennis will be called with a travel. Grace, tie game. 21 seconds left. They have the opportunity to hold for the last shot. 19 seconds. Yazodama will get a timeout called by Grace. That's going to be a full timeout. We'll go ahead and step aside with them. 14 seconds left here. All knotted up at 65. Excitement here at day 2 of the NACA Nationals on Indiana SRN. 14 seconds left. Uzodoma has the ball. Man-to-man defense by CAL. 9 seconds. Zodoma receives a screen from Foster. Zodoma gets into the lane. Baseline into the lane. It's going to be a traveling call on Uzodoma. He made the shot, but it's going to be a travel. So CAL will take a full timeout themselves. And we'll go ahead and step aside. They have 2.7 seconds left. We'll see what they draw up.
It's me, your heart. High blood pressure is serious, and if you think I'm just gonna keep ticking away, you're wrong. I can quit whenever I want, but I like my job. Just treat me better. Maybe we can do some exercise on occasion? After all, we're in this together.
Don't let your heart quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late. Find out how at heart.org/blood pressure. A message from the American Heart Association.
Back live at Dayton, Tennessee, as we are down to the last 2.7 seconds. You okay?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm nervous. We'll see what happens. CAL has the ball all knotted up at 65 apiece.
This could be an OT.
2.7 seconds left. We'll see what they've drawn up. Royalty will inbound the ball for Cal as he'll get it into the hands of Wells. Wells streaking shot. Oh! That was a half-court shot, almost good, as it will be the end of regulation, and we will have more basketball on a day where it seems like we have endless basketball. So stay tuned here on Indiana SRN as we bring you the first overtime of the main court in the 2015 NACA National Tournament.
Thanks to Ray Market. Marketing.com.
You can count on Tim and his professional staff for all your drywall needs. You may reach Tim on his Facebook page, Amazing Drywall, or call him at 317-339-2672. Amazing Drywall, 317-339-2672.
You're listening to Indiana SRN, home for God's Word 24/7 and sports. Back live at Dayton, Tennessee, Keith Myers and Brent Young. It's our first overtime of this tournament, and we have a well of a game for you. Cal and Grace, as we have jump ball right in the center of the floor, and we'll be ready to start in just a second.
4 minutes of extra basketball here on the main court of the NACA tournament.
Free of charge for you. No problem.
No problem. Cal is in there jumping. They have Dennis. Remember, one of their main players, Bain, has fouled out of this contest. And the tip will go to Grace. Grace has their starters out on the court. Working around will be Thornton into the hands of a shot by Darius Thomas. No good. Put back by Thomas. No good. Another put back by Jones. This one is also off the mark. And now CAL has their opportunity to strike for the first time here in the overtime possession. Worked around Patton into the hands of Royalty. Left corner, it will be Dennis. Take it in, and it'll be a blocking foul, I do. Oh, they're going to call a charge. They're going to say Jones had position, so it'll be a charge on Dennis. Bring it back into the hands of Grace. That's going to be only the first foul on Dennis as Jones will take a rest. Reynolds checks back into the ballgame. Grace with the basketball, slowly walking it up is Iodoze as he will get it over into the hands of Chapman. Down low, Darius Thomas continues his fantastic game as he's able to finish near the rim. Up comes CAL. Finds themselves down by 2 in this one, 67-65. Working it around into the hands of Royalty. Man-to-man defense. As it a wide open Wells. Someone lost him, but the shot is off the mark. Down with it comes Patton. Patton back out to Wells. Wells gets hit in the face, but he'll go out into the hands of Royalty. 2 minutes, 42 seconds left here in the overtime possession. As now it will be down on the floor, and it's going to be a timeout on blue. Not sure he had possession there, but it will be a timeout. They're going to grant it to him. 2 minutes, 35 seconds left in the overtime, and it's going to be a full timeout. So we're going to go ahead and step aside ourselves. Come back for the final 2 minutes, 35 seconds of this overtime on NENSRN.
Do you want to hear your...
Financing your current mortgage has never been easier. If you thought refinancing means being buried under mountains of paperwork, think again. Milestone Mortgage will help answer your finance questions. Let their professionals guide you through the financial paperwork jungle. You may reach Milestone Mortgage at 317-595-9600.
You're listening to Indiana SRN, home for God's Word 24/7 and sports.
2 minutes, 35 seconds left here in overtime. As CAL finds themselves down by 2 to Grace Christian Academy. Passing it in will be Royalty. He will get it in, and it's stolen by Francis. Francis saves it back to Foster. Foster over to Edu Yuzozuma. He will retain possession in this one. Works it around. Top of the key. He will waste some time. 2:20. Receives a pick from Foster. And now a 3. This time it is missed by Francis. A scramble for the ball in the corner, and it's taken. Season has it. He looks to go coast to coast, and the ball is blocked by Edu Yuzonuma. Instead, it will be retained and put up. There will be 2 shots. They're going to give this foul to Reynolds. To the line to shoot 2 will be Josh Smith.
You know, Cal had that time had a fast break, and he went to the hole, which he's supposed to do, but you got to clear the lane for him. Take your player away from the lane. Don't take your player to the lane.
Josh Smith sizes up the first, and he is able to knock it down. 67-66, 2 minutes, 5 seconds.
A game that will never end.
Second free throw, 67 apiece.
My goodness.
Grace has it now. Edu Yudozama will bring it across the timeline. Looks to work it into the right elbow. Pass down low. Darius Thomas up and in for 2.
There's no answer for Thomas.
69-67 now the score. CAL has it. They look to get their offense going. Working it around and into the post. As it will be almost stolen. I do believe this one will be stolen by Grace. Back in the hands of Reynolds, into the hands of Yudozuma. Yudozuma gets past half court. He's able to get a little bit of separation from Season. 1:25 left here. Down low into the post. Reynolds shot up. No good, but he was fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. 69-67. A 2-point lead for Grace. Reynolds looking to extend that lead. The first is in the air. And he will do just that. 69 turns to 70. 70-67. 3-point lead. Trying to make it a 2-possession game. And Reynolds won't. And a big rebound there off the missed free throw by Darius Thomas. A big-time second half and overtime for Thomas. As this play just keep away with 1:09 left here. Pass down low to Reynolds. Reynolds off the rim, and it rims out. It'll be out of bounds, but it'll stay here with Grace. A 3-point game, 70-67. See what they have drawn up here. Grace will pass it into the backcourt. Yudozuma has it, guarded by Wells. Down low into the paint. Darius has his shot blocked from behind by Wells. A 3-point game. 51 seconds left. 3-pointer Wells, no good. Rebounded down low by Dennis. Passes over to Patton. Patton has the shot up underneath Reynolds, but the shot was deflected, and it will be taken by Udozuma. They have to foul. 36 seconds left. Udozuma has it. He'll pick up the dribble over to Francis. Francis will have his ball taken almost from him, but there's going to be a 30-second timeout by Grace. We'll go ahead and keep it here. 28 seconds left. A little confusion on whether or not to foul, whether or not to play good defense, but I believe if you're CAL, you're going to have to start to foul.
Well, your two guards, though, have the fouls that they can't afford, or they're out of the game. So I understand that. So someone needs to step up and understand that and recognize that. If you're Grace now, what you don't need to do is shoot any three-pointers.
Right.
You have been going to the well with Thomas. Let him post. Let him take you to the basket. And let him just ride his shoulders, because I don't think anybody really for Cal can physically handle Thomas here, and I think he's the key here.
We'll see what's going to happen as Grace will retain possession. A big-time overtime game, our first overtime action of the tournament so far.
In fact, I think it's the first overtime period in the tournament as all the games that we did yesterday and later on this morning. I think this is the first overtime game that we've had.
Grace will inbound the pass. Kind of a corner trap being applied. And there will be another timeout by Grace. This will be a full timeout, so we'll go ahead and step aside with it. 26 seconds left. Score is 70-67. Come back for the closing of a very exciting game.
We're going to show you how to move without the ball. That's all because the defender is at least one step behind you and trying to recover.
26 seconds left here as Grace will inbound the pass. It'll be into the hands of Udozuma as he will be called with a carry. Unbelievable, a carry. Oh no, they're going to call a moving screen on Francis. Unbelievable call here. Moving screen on Francis gives it back to CAL. And CAL will take a timeout. 19.4 seconds left here. And it's going to be a full timeout, so we'll step away one last time and bring you the close of this game on Indiana SRN.
Thanks to Ray Marketing for underwriting this sports program on IndianaSRN.org. You can contact us at 317.
Einen Unterschied in der heutigen Welt zu machen.
Fazer uma diferença no mundo de hoje.
تغيير الدنيا ده روزا.
Мы можем изменить сегодняшний мир.
Score 67-70. The Grace Christian Academy Eagles in the lead as they just could not afford a turnover and cost the turnover as CAL now, or Cal of Lynchburg, Kentucky, has an opportunity to tie this ball game.
CAL with possession of the ball. Christian Academy of Lawrenceburg as they look to push it up into the front court. Patton has it over to the left elbow. Now a three-point shot up by Wells, and it's gone! And it's gone! 70-67, 10 seconds left. Udozo has it. He looks to create separation. Gets it to the lane. His layup, good! That'll be it! That'll be it! At the buzzer, a lay-in by Udozuma is able to finish a thrilling game in thrilling fashion. The score, 72-70. Grace moves on. An unbelievable game in overtime. Stay tuned here on Indiana SRN as we'll bring you the post-game show as well as live action from Game 3 on a very exciting Day 2 of basketball. Thank you.